Here's your wrestling news for November 15th, 2022. We're kicking off with Raw, as The Miz was back on TV to host a segment of Miz TV, with his special guest being Byron Saxton. As the A-lister spoke about his feud with Dexter Lumis and how he has been depressed that Johnny Gargano revealed that at first, the attacks by Lumis were all to gain sympathy. This brought out Gargano, who accused The Miz of faking being sad, but for many fans, their focus wasn't on what was being said by Miz, but rather what he was wearing. On Twitter, fans exploded at the sight of The Miz's wool apology cardigan, with many comparing the two-time Grand Slam champion to Dr. Shelby. Others said that the A-lister resembled Mr. Rogers, the lovable children's TV presenter, and even Gargano made reference to the similarities in their clothes. Once again, The Miz has shown himself to be an amazing storyteller, and we'll have to see if he can get that win over Lumis when the two meet on Raw in 2 weeks' time. Raw also saw Seth Rollins' reign as United States Champion continue this week with a big victory over Finn Balor. Balor had confronted Rollins on last week's Raw before the OC interrupted things, and Balor did get close to winning his second US title this week. As Finn went for what would have been a title-winning coup de grace, AJ Styles appeared to push him off the ropes, and Rollins was able to get the win. Seth didn't have long to celebrate as he was attacked post-match by Austin Theory, who hit 2 8-count downs and posed with the US title to close the show. Theory's attempt to cash in Money in the Bank last week was unsuccessful, but it's clear that things between the two are far from over. This year has seen WWE face a series of injuries, with top stars like Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes currently out of commission. Now WWE will have to make do without Kevin Owens, as the prizefighter is believed to be injured. Fans in attendance reported on Twitter that Owens sustained an injury at the WWE Sunday Night Stunner House Show in Madison, Wisconsin on November 13th, when he planted his right knee and appeared to be hurt. One fan who went to the show said that the match wrapped up quick, adding that Owens had to be helped to the back by a referee after the match. It was later reported by Dave Meltzer that Owens is suspected to have suffered an MCL sprain, but there is the possibility that it could be far worse. According to sports injury physio, MCL sprains usually heal in about 4 to 6 weeks. However, severe tears to the ligament could lead to a recovery period of over 12 weeks. If Owens can keep up with this recovery timeline, then he should be back in plenty of time to make the Royal Rumble happen, and it's fortunate that this injury comes during a time when he hasn't been used on TV. Despite being a former world champion, Owens hasn't been used much at all over the past month, despite reports that Triple H has big plans for him. It was just yesterday that Owens addressed his hiatus, saying that he's getting ready to kick every superstar's ass, but that ass kicking will have to wait for now. Now, Mia Yim returned to Raw last week by aiding the OC and had her first match back this week against Tamina Snuka. As you'd expect, Yim picked up the win over the former 24/7 champion, but the focus for much of the match was on the fans. During the match, the crowd could be heard chanting for Keith Lee, who's working in AEW as part of the Swerve in Our Glory tag team, but is also married to Yim. Yim and Lee tied the knot in February of this year, which saw WWE's Shelton Benjamin and Damian Priest attend, and the ceremony was officiated by none other than Mick Foley. Of course, Lee didn't show up on Raw, but it's possible that he could down the line, as one source in WWE stated that Lee doesn't have regular contractual obligations in AEW, but has been working on a handshake deal as of late. It was also reported that Lee recently met up with Triple H, presumably to discuss a return, and sources indicated that Lee and Yim want to work in the same company. With Yim no doubt under a fixed contract with WWE, it appears that the Limitless One is considering a WWE return. But do you think Lee should return in this new era? Let us know in the comments. Yesterday we reported on Stone Cold Steve Austin, who is looking very impressive in a series of workout videos, leading to speculation of another match. Austin blew the expectations of fans out of the water this year when he competed in his first match in 19 years, and now a return match is officially on the table. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reports that WWE has been in contact with the Rattlesnake about another match, which is presumed to be for WrestleMania. We're told WWE at least wants him to do more with the company. Specifically, we're told that while the Vince McMahon regime had hoped to have Austin come back to do another match, that the Triple H regime actually made an offer for Austin to do another match. The sources that we spoke to weren't sure if that meant for a Saudi Arabia match, WrestleMania, or anything else, but that there was an offer. those sources presumed it was for WrestleMania in LA, but wouldn't confirm that or a potential opponent. Another source indicated that initially, Austin and WWE were far apart on terms. It wasn't too long ago that reports came out of WWE wanting WrestleMania 39 to get a ton of mainstream exposure since it's in Hollywood, and having Austin on the card would certainly do just that. Even at 57, the former WWE champion looks ready to go, and he's now shared another video of his workouts. On his Instagram, Austin shared a video of his training on his RV and looks ready to step in the ring, continuing to fuel rumors of a return. Austin turned down offers to wrestle again for years after his WrestleMania 19 clash with The Rock in 2003, but now that he's stepped back in the ring, perhaps we could see the Rattlesnake raise some hell at yet another big event. More from Raw, as Dominik Mysterio has continued to be a dastardly heel since joining the Judgment Day, and this week picked a fight with a WWE veteran. During a Shelton Benjamin interview, Dominik interrupted the gold standard and declared himself greater than his own father, Rey Mysterio. Shelton didn't take too kindly to the comment and was quick to accept Dominik's challenge to a match. The match saw both men impress, but it was once again Dominik who stood tall, thanks to the difference-making actions of Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley at ringside. While Benjamin may not have won, this is the second week in a row he's been featured on Raw, so perhaps things are looking up after all for the former United States champion. And we're ending today with Austin Theory, who is no longer Mr. Money in the Bank, but the young heel has bounced back nicely with his actions this week. During an interview with Kathy Kelly, Theory explained that he knew that as long as the Bloodline are around, cashing in on Roman Reigns would have been impossible, so he challenged for the second top title on Raw, the US Championship. Theory said that he would have won if not for Bobby Lashley, but did tease a character change, admitting he's running out of excuses and someone needs to be different. That difference came in a match with Dolph Ziggler, as Theory made his way to the ring without his phone or selfies. Instead of the cocky, slightly goofy Theory, the former US champion showed a much meaner side, eventually losing by DQ after repeatedly slamming Dolph's head into the announce table. It was a brutal assault, cementing Austin Theory's transition into a more serious character, and it shows that losing the Money in the Bank briefcase is far from the end of the world for Austin Theory.